for Talk to Me Tuesday on February 16th, 2021. After all of that manic quilt top piecing that has been going on, all of a sudden I sort of just stopped. I've been trying to organize my thoughts about what I want to quilt next, etc. And I also am working on making this tight space more user-friendly and functional so that I don't have to keep moving things out of my way every time I want to do something. So that is in progress. I did have a 3-day weekend. Yesterday was President's Day here in the U.S. and I did, our company was closed yesterday. And what I did was, you may recall that a few years ago, I had picked up a butcher block TV tray at a thrift store, and I had covered the top to be a pressing station to have right next to where I'm sewing. Just a reminder, here's that. It has gotten used very heavily over the years and really needed to be recovered. So one of the things I ordered with a Joanne gift card I had gotten for either my I think it was my birthday, was I ordered a couple of yards of ironing board cover fabric, the reflective material, and I decided that I was going to recover this pressing station, which I have not done yet, and I was also going to recover the TV tray. And in the process, now that I have this bigger sewing table, I decided to remove the top of the TV tray. The whole tray thing wasn't really working in my new space that I've been using, so it's just one more piece of furniture and taking up floor space. So what I have done is I removed the top, took all the nasty stained fabric and batting off, and I recovered it with batting, and now it is a freestanding, just a piece of, in fact, I've been considering putting some drawer pulls on the bottom to be feet and raise it up just a tad. But right now, I don't think I really need it. I just didn't want it scratching my sewing desk, but I think I've got the staples hammered nice and flat so that they're not going to scratch it. And besides, it's heavy, it's not going to slide around. So it's really hard to get staples in this thing because it is, like I said, it's like almost 1 inch thick solid wood. So anyway, now it's nice and pristine, and it will also be a good size to use as a pressing mat for heat transfer vinyl and stuff like that, iron-on vinyl, if I want to do any of that with my Cricut, and of course I do. So it'll be good for that, and I won't have to buy one for the Cricut. So it'll serve two purposes. It's a good size to do t-shirt pressing and stuff on. And then another thing I did yesterday was, if you remember all of those Quilt As You Go string blocks that I did on the squares of batting, which I still have way too many of those, I pieced them yesterday into a single piece. This is going to be a cover for my brother because I don't use it as often. I don't want it to get all dusty. And so I already have spray basted some spare fabric on the back. This is going to be a nice cover. I just need to, I've already got it spray basted. I'm going to, I've got the walking foot on my Juki, and at lunch today I plan to stitch in the ditch down all the joining seams, and then I can figure out what I'm going to use for binding and and ties. And I think I'm just going to do one of those covers that kind of lays over it and has little ties on the sides. That way you can keep the cords in there and not have to worry about something being big enough to cover the cords. Something else I did over the past week was, one of the things I wanted to do when I put the fabric on that wall opposite the door to open this space up a little bit more, was that styrofoam that came in the box that my new sewing table came in. is a good size. And what I have done is I ordered some T-pins on Amazon ages ago, and I have taken some the poster command stickies for posters. I have put half dozen of those on the back of the styrofoam so that I have an additional place in addition to this that I can put blocks or whatever that I'm working on. I could put some flannel on that. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I kind of like just pinning stuff there. That might be good to pin things like that I have over here and get those out of my way. I have 2 more pieces of styrofoam, but they're not quite as thick, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. But of course I saved them, as you do. Something I forgot to mention last week was this. I pieced this top last week, and this was the remainder of, you can see a little bit of a giraffe head there, and there's a giraffe head there. But in that giraffe quilt, I used a bit of this to get another giraffe to finish that out. And this was the remaining fabric. Totally forgot to talk about it last week. And this orange chevron, I've used it on the back of a couple of quilts. Somebody donated it years ago, and this is most of what's left. I do have a little bit left, but yeah, so that ended up being a fun little quilt. I already have picked out a fabric for the border, and I'm going to do like a, I don't know, 2 to 3 inch border around all the way around to make it a good baby-sized, baby to toddler-sized comfort quilt. So one of the things that makes this Moxie setup more affordable is the fact that it does not come with, it comes with the frame, so you don't have to pay extra for the frame, but the frame doesn't have table inserts, so you have to order those extra. And of course I didn't, because I wasn't planning to get the quilt from the behind, quilt from the rear kit, or any of that stuff, pantograph stuff, anytime soon. My husband made me a tabletop. It's 1/4 inch melamine, white melamine, and it fits perfectly. And it's exactly what I needed. And if I do at some point get a quilt from the rear kit, I won't have to buy the tabletop. I'll insert a picture of that here. And that's it for me. I have 1 more of these left over, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I might just make a mug rug out of it, because I don't know if I feel like doing any more of these. If anybody wants some pre-cut squares, I have a zillion 5-inch charm size squares of batting. Let me know. And that's it for me. I look forward to watching your videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!